Right, this is the Ventura County Pirates catcher Andrew Buglino. You're from Northern Cal, right?
I'm from Northern California. Yeah.
You were the catcher of this team. Can you talk about how was this a big deal for you guys to win this thing?
Definitely.
Because
Because it's a competitive league. We're a pretty tight group, or tight knit group, so winning it together means a lot. Especially when you're going up against good competition like the Pirates. So meant a lot. It was a lot of fun, challenging, but worth it for sure.
your dad, like I told you off camera, I met your dad at the All-Star game, and he was talking about. I think you're staying out in the Torrance area somewhere.
Yes.
What's this experience been like for you personally, just as a kid, just as a young man?
It's been awesome. I met George last year. I played on the Long Beach Legends, and he liked how I was catching, receiving, blocking, throwing. Told me that if I needed a spot to contact him. So I did at the end of my school year, and he said there's a spot open for me. So it's been an awesome experience to come out here and play for a good team, play for George. Obviously, he's a Met scout. So it's good to hear someone who has a lot of knowledge of the game, and getting that input day in and day out is really cool.
So where do you go to college?
I go to Cal State Dominguez Hills.
And how many? Do you have two more years, or?
I have 2 more years left. Yeah. 2 years of eligibility.
How does this prepare you better for next season?
I think yes, definitely. Seeing live pitching is always great. Getting a lot of live at bats is always great. Just being in a competitive atmosphere is really good, and all of us are trying to get better. So I think we succeeded in that. All of us are getting better, and that's going to just funnel to success, hopefully in the season.
What's the biggest challenge of summer ball for a player?
I think the biggest challenge is the heat. It's always
especially when you're a catcher.
It's always pretty hot. We play on a turf field at home, so it always gets pretty hot. But other than that, I think it's different playing at school because you play 4 games a week at the end of the week. But in summer ball, you play almost every day.
So obviously, as a catcher, you basically run the pitching staff. Can you name some guys who you felt like not only just this week, but stepped up the whole season? Who are some guys that really stepped up?
Someone that really surprised me was Kellen Montgomery.
And didn't he get the win tonight?
I think Alex Abbott got the win tonight.
Okay.
But Kellen is a freshman going into Long Beach State. Really good stuff. He's young kid, but just has a lot of. Honestly, it has a really good command for how firm he is, and has really good stuff. Slider, changeup, all of that. DeAndre Carter all summer has been a dog for us.
How did you feel like Goodrich evolved over the season?
Oh yeah, wow! I think the biggest evolution was probably Dylan Goodrich. At the beginning of the summer, it looked like he was just kind of throwing hard. He has great arms. He's throwing, but didn't really have a feel for pitching.
Mm-hmm.
But by the end of it, he was comfortable working backwards against hitters that were good fastball hitters, and it really improved his game just because if the batters don't know what to expect, then it's just so much harder to hit.
Okay, so last question. If you were talking to players that are younger than you that get a chance to play in the Best of the West League, is it a league that you would definitely suggest, hey, this is a good place to come, and why?
I would say yes. It's definitely a good place to come. There are leagues like the CCL, Northwoods, Cape Cod, obviously, that are amazing leagues.
Mm-hmm.
But I think on paper, if you just look at the schools that some of these guys go to as well, they're going to a lot of D1 schools, a lot of well-renowned JUCOs. I think if you are a young kid, even from a D1 or from a D2, and you want playing time,
or even JC, wouldn't you say?
Yeah, or JC, you're going to get a lot more playing time here. And it's still competitive.
Mm-hmm.
So I know a lot of my teammates have gone to the CCL, and they're not really getting that many at bats. So I personally have 50 more at bats than my next teammate, and that's just going to help me in the summer or in the spring.
Okay.